to the Lakers G League team. His debut is supposed to happen on Saturday against Salt Lake City. He will still be on the roster for tonight's game, but the plan is playing in G League home games, and he will shuttle between the Lakers and South Bay. Chandler, do you love the plan?
Yeah, I do. I think this was the big picture plan from the moment draft night happened and they selected Bronny James. And this is a project. No matter his last name, his father's name, this is a project, and this is where he's going to develop for most of this season. And I think the biggest thing that could hurt him is him going down there and playing outside his game. He's not a guy that's going to go down there and average 30 points a game. He needs to master his role in the G League and where he can find value on the Los Angeles Lakers team this season, because a lot of guys go down there and they take it like a negative thing, which kind of is in a way, because you have, but it's a development, it's a process. You go and get minutes, you stay in shape. You have to use this as a catapult to what you're going to do in the real league on the Lakers. So I don't want him to go down there. I don't want him to force shots. That's not his game. He needs to do all the little things that got him to this point that's going to give him value on the actual Lakers team. So I think it's good. I think it's smart. I think it's going to give him reps. He's clearly not getting minutes on the Lakers. So
Fair.
It makes sense. This is exactly where he should be. But star in your role down there. Don't play any different. Don't force. Don't press.
To me, what this signifies is it's an actual commitment to Bronny James, right? They want to keep him close to the NBA team, have him with South Bay as much as they can, play in the home games, because they feel like there's value in being with LeBron. There's value with being AD. There's value in competing and practicing and learning what's it like to be around the other young pros. You know, the guys that's trying to get going, the Connects of the world. You know, even a D'Lo who's still very young in his career. Hachimura. It's value in being around those guys, being in that environment, being in that practice facility, and learning those sets at that speed. You know, it's going to be talent in the G League for sure, and he's not going to go out there and, you know, the way that his game is, he's more of a facilitator. He's going to go out there, be a 3-and-D guy. He's going to attack the rim. He's going to be a slasher. So he's going to be able to learn the game in the G League and be able to take that over and translate whatever minutes he gets. But to me, for him being so young and being in this position in his career, for him to only play home games and still be allowed to be with the Lakers, that shows me there's a commitment. You know, that's similar to my role when I came in. I was 18 years old, didn't play a lot of G League, but they felt like it was value in me being with the NBA. It was value in me being around AI, being around the Chris Webber and all of those guys.
Yeah, and the tough part and the good part is he's going to get everyone's best shot, even in the G League. You know, kids are going to go at him. They're going to want to prove a point. They are going to want to go at him every single opportunity they get. So this is a great opportunity for him to go prove himself. Prove himself to yourself, to the world, to the media, that you are worthy, that you can be a valuable asset on the Los Angeles Lakers as early as this year. And who knows? Barring his production or his value or an injury on the main team, like, he could be right back. So just stick with it and play your game, and I think he'll be just fine.
Well, let's talk about the Lakers for a second here, too, because they did lose to the Grizzlies the other night. We didn't really get into it, the J.J. Redick part of it, calling out his players. Everyone basically not named LeBron was called out. D'Angelo Russell got a special shout-out for his lack of compete. And then after that, he left the presser. Here's J.J.
JJ, you're talking a lot about two or three guys, getting them to put in the effort. You've talked a lot about wanting to play hard and LeBron being the guy that played hard in tonight's game. How do you address that with the team? What's your philosophy for approaching that?
I just did.
It's good. It's beginning.
Love it.
I do. So what is it? That's not real frustration. You're not frustrated that much yet, right? This is a little bit showmanship.
We said one of the issues and one of the faces of adversity he was going to have to deal with was this. And when push comes to shove and when shit hits the fan and when they go on a losing streak,
the Duke comes out.
How does he handle it? And this being kind of his first opportunity to handle it differently, he didn't, which again, I think he's frustrated. I think clearly there's a clip of him slamming his chair after the D'Lo shot selection. He talks about how D'Lo is great sometimes, but then he reverts back to old habits sometimes. There's clearly a frustration and a disconnect between that player and coach, but I mean, listen, this he knows better than this. He played in this league for a long time. He was just on the other side of it with the media. You have to handle these situations better. But I mean, it's frustrating, and this is one of the questions. Like, can he handle the love when they were hot early on to start the season? Yeah. Can he handle the negative criticism that he's going to get when they go and smoke some games like this? So I think he'll learn from this. I don't think it's going to happen often, but
you don't?
It's probably a frustrating position to be in. This is why we didn't think this job there was some baggage with this job. Yeah. This is a classic example of that.
I don't love the optics, right? Because if I'm a player And I've competed against this coach, by the way. It's not like, he's some 70-year-old guy that it's only history of the things that he's been able to accomplish for. Like, no, some of these guys have competed with and against J.J. Redick. And so if you're coming out and you're calling me out, you're storming out, and this is the position that you're taking in so early in the season at 4-4, it's like, well, what's going to happen if we actually do go on a skid? What's going to happen if we actually do have a misunderstanding, if this is our level of communication early on? I have no problem with holding them guys accountable. I have the problem of it being so public and the optics of it storming out and just being so matter of fact, So it's not a concern of mine. That's going to be a concern of the Los Angeles Lakers, but I didn't love how it looked.
It's also how those teammates going to react when he doesn't go at LeBron. Does he ever go at LeBron? And it's different. LeBron has kind of earned, obviously, that respect.
Sure.
Like Dirk in Dallas when I played with him. It's not like Carlisle.
Also, LeBron is playing.
But also, Carlisle wasn't jumping Dirk like that. I respected Kevin McHale. Honestly, he would jump in Houston. He would jump Dwight Howard, James Harden harder than he would jump the D-League guy that played 3 minutes. So I think that's obviously going to be an interesting dynamic of that. But also as a coach, JJ Redick, how frustrating is it for him that he thinks the 40-year-old man out there played harder than everyone else on my roster too?
Not good.
That I think is where that stems from. That is where he is frustrated. Like, come on, guys, this is LeBron James, Hall of Famer, greatest of all time, and he's playing harder than you. He's trying to take charges, and you guys aren't. Come on, you got to be better than that.
And he knows better than anybody how Los Angeles media works when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers. So if you start this kind of tit for tat with the media, it's going to be a long road ahead, man. So, you get a lot farther with sugar than other things. You know what I mean?
I just picture him at home when he's with his family and he's like, all right, I need to really work on that. I can't storm out again. He talks himself down, does a little yoga, breathes, and then the next time he does it immediately, like, damn it, I tried so hard to not do this again. It's going to happen again. It's fine.
And if I'm that media guy, again, you got him.
Yeah.
You got him rattled.
Yeah,
so
now we're going to play the game.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to see what else I can say to get under your skin.
Well, it'll be the fun within the fun. I'm here for it. All right, let's talk a little Jazz. This is one of those bad headlines that nobody wanted to hear, but he's expected to miss a couple of weeks with the right hamstring injury. They're 1-6 as it is, Lou. So, what are we doing with the Sixers here? At what point are we really concerned?
Horrendous start to the season. Especially when you go into the off season, you have an opportunity to sign Paul George. You feel really good about the aspects of the season, and then the wheels fall off. Joel Embiid can't get the swelling down in his knee. PG was off to a slow start getting on the court. Now you got some adversity with Tyrese Maxey. The positive is you do have Paul George back on the floor, and he's going to have to take a leadership role and to try to man these guys into getting some wins and just keeping it competitive until you can get Embiid and Maxey back. But it feels like early on, when everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and that's been the theme for the Philadelphia 76ers thus far in this season.
Yeah, this is brutal. I mean, when it rains, it pours, and this is a kid who's blown up, who had a hell of a year last year, who just got the bag, and he was their only kind of steady piece this year. He's averaging 29 or so, 30 points a game. He's been there, everything, and now PG comes back, so you wanted them to get reps, you want them to get that chemistry and develop that, and this team is not full by any means. They are not complete, and when they are built to win a championship this year. I think that's where the frustration comes in, is they had such high hopes and high levels of expectations to where now starting off 1-6, not many teams have come back from that to this kind of start. So you saw Phoenix last year struggle without that consistency in the minutes of that big three playing together. Looks like Philly is now going to have to go through the same exact thing. And even the other night, I didn't love how Tyrese Maxey played when Paul George was on the court. His only 5 shots in the first half last night were the other night were when Paul George was on the bench. So it's going to take him time to fit in. And now with him being out, Joel coming back, it's gonna be now a whole different process just getting these 3 guys on the floor together.
Be frustrating.
The one positive that they have working for them from 5 to 15, all of those teams are under 500.
Right.
So 2 or 3 games puts them right back in the conversation in the Eastern Conference. I don't know if this is a balance of everybody being decent this year or everybody just sucks. I don't know which I don't know which is which, but
the latter.
2 or 3 look, a 2 or 3 game winning streak puts the Philadelphia 76ers back. Like the Atlanta Hawks are sitting in 5th at 4-5. you know, that puts them back in the mix of the thing. So is it time to panic as of yet? Absolutely not. But like Chandler just alluded to, man, that team is built to have all of their guys there. You know, even if you have some wiggle room with Joel out, you can still have Maxey on the floor. You still have Paul George on the floor. But I don't think they're built to have 2 out of the 3 of their big guns out.
And this could be a blessing in disguise here, where now all of a sudden Jared McCain, the rookie, he gets minutes, he gets opportunities. So when they are fully healthy and that big three's on the floor, when it matters the most, 2, 3, 4 months from now, you have kids that get consistent minutes. You got kids that are ready to play in the postseason. So I do think there's not time to panic, because this team does have enough. They still got the Paul Georges, Kelly Oubre's, Caleb Martins. They still got people like that to kind of stay afloat. But this team is not a contender without. This team is not a contender though without those 3 guys, and they need time. You see teams struggle where they add big pieces like that because they don't have the reps. They need time, and the good thing for them is they have time.
Well, how much? So here's the deal, because you mentioned Phoenix, and that was obviously a lesson to be learned. And the East does suck, luckily for everybody involved. Joel Embiid is going to miss at least 2 more games, but he's supposed to make his return on Tuesday. And at that point, the team could very well be 1-8. So let's say Joel gets back. Now you have Joel and Paul George. You're still going to be waiting on Maxey for a minute, but how long really before you can all get on the same page?
Well, Joel's been saying trust the process since he's been there. Now this is a whole nother process.
Process is over.
Yeah, but now it's a new process. Now they have to continue to do this. Now, Joel Embiid's coming back in 2 games, but can he stay healthy? I don't think he's just magically fixed, right? He didn't have surgery. He wasn't operated on, so I don't know if that's going to sustain, if he's going to be able to play big minutes, if he's going to be able to play a lot of games. He's already said he's not playing back-to-back, so how much Joel Embiid are you actually going to get even when he returns is a question. Then how many games are you going to get with these 3 together that we haven't seen before? So I don't think there's a timetable on it, but obviously you want to get it done as fast as possible because you need these 3 on the floor to have a chance.
Yeah. Fact of the matter is they got a lot of concerns surrounding them right now.
They really do.
You know, hopefully when Joel Embiid gets back, they can win some games and kind of quiet up some of the things that's going on off the court. And you put the rest some of the things that's going on the court. You know, like we just said, we're talking about him not playing back-to-backs. He's got a 3-game suspension. You know, he's still out for the next couple of games. It's so many different concerns for the Philadelphia 76ers. Hopefully getting Joel Embiid back on the court cures some of that.
It's a rocky start. And maybe